Welcome to footballgameplan.com, where football makes sense. I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. Bring you our NFL Week 6 preview between the St. Louis Rams and the Houston Texans. Now let's take a look at some keys to victory for both teams, starting with the Rams.
The Rams are not that far off offensively. The problem they're running into, pun intended, is the fact that they struggle to run the football. And I think it's more about philosophy than talent. And versus a team like the Houston Texans, I would expand that defense and try to run inside. They have to avoid power sets versus a very strong defensive front in Houston. Now, defensively, right now, the Rams are getting gashed on the ground. Their run fits are all over the place, and the linebackers are not shedding blocks properly. And this week versus Houston, the defensive ends, Chris Long and Robert Quinn, they can't get reached. They must anchor down and either force Foster or Tate to bounce it where the alley guy or the spill defender can make the play, or force them back inside where the pursuit is. Now let's move over to the Texans in this ball game, and quarterback Matt Schaub is struggling mightily, and I think it's because of two factors: comfort and predictability. When you're comfortable in the scheme that's based off a lot of routine and spot throwing, you get lazy in your reads, and when you're predictable on offense, you tend to think every team will defend the same plays the same ways, and both factors, in my opinion, are leading to these turnovers. Defensively, I'm shocked at how the Texans are not a dominating group as we're used to seeing from them outside of J.J. Watt. They aren't winning at the point of attack, and this week versus the Rams, they like to run a lot of power or outside zone or stretch, so it's going to take a collaborative effort from the both of the five techniques, and the linebackers to keep the Rams one-dimensional.
I believe the St. Louis Rams can use a little college creativity in the red zone to have some success versus the Houston Texans. And I'm going to show you how they can do it. You see what we have drawn up. Love the T formation. Check out the video I did about the T formation and how it can be utilized in the NFL. But in this situation, in the red zone, you want to get creative. And I'm going to put Tavon Austin right here in the middle of the T formation, and you're going to have two tailbacks here as well, or you can have a receiver and a tailback. You want to create the illusion that you're going to run power. So blocking up front is your basic bob protection, your bob blocking, big on big, body on body, big on big, body on body. Boom, nothing fancy, you're blocking straight up. Hopefully your guys are man enough to block those guys on the other side. That's what bob blocking is. And what you're gonna do here, now you're gonna have the left back in the T formation leading on the outside backer. Again, everything is gonna show power one way, and you're hitting the Texans with the misdirection. So you see why we have the guys spaced out here, because we want to focus everything on the box. That's what the T formation does. You widen out those wide receivers to the bottom of the numbers, widen out their defense, focusing everything in the box, putting extra pressure on the front seven to make plays. The safety guys are going to have to be alley guys, but they're also going to be widened out as well, because these in-breaking routes can do damage if they utilize the T formation, because you widen out the secondary. So everything is really focused on the inside. What you're gonna do now, showing power, you have your tailback running here. First, he's taking the first step, he's moving quick because you're sending Tavon Austin right in the hole here. Quarterback reverses out, hands the ball off to Tavon Austin, creating the illusion, holds this backer here. This outside backer is reading power left, and he's also reading quarterback reverse pivot, bellowing out, and forcing him to go this way and creating the space for Tavon Austin. I would utilize this in the red zone only, because once again, you want to create that illusion that they want to widen out the defense to run quick hitters with slants, or even send guys up the seam, splitting the safety, giving these guys a tougher time to cover. So you want to hit Tavon Austin right there quick in the red zone. But that's how you can utilize a little college creativity to give yourself an advantage this week versus a very good defense in the Houston Texans. The one thing the Houston Texans do well on offense is that they run out of the bunch formation better than anybody in the league. Now versus St. Louis, I think they can utilize the quick power to get Arian Foster to the second level quickly, move those guards, and hopefully run the daylight. So let's show you what the quick power is. Out of their tight condensed set, two tight ends right here. You see tight end flex and also tight end on the line of scrimmage. Now what we're going to do, we're going to have the tackle. He's going to work up, try to get that backer block. We're going to have the tight end try to block that defensive end because we're pulling the guards. So you're going to have the center block down, boom. Play side tackle, blocking down. Tight end blocking down. And so now you have two linebackers unblocked. Receiver's going to stalk up and try to block either the safety or the corner. Get the corner because we're going to have someone coming around for the safety. We're kicking out this outside linebacker with this guard here. Boom, getting him kicked out. And we're bringing around the guard here. He's going to lead into the hole, hopefully getting this flowing linebacker and blocking him and running Arian Foster right there. Quick power, open out, don't reverse pivot, open out, hand the ball off, let him run in daylight. So that's something that the Houston Texans do exceptionally well. I think they could have some success versus an over-aggressive front seven in the St. Louis Rams this week running the quick power.
The X factor for the Rams will be their vertical passing game. Can they start to stretch teams vertically as opposed to horizontally? I think that would open up the offense not only in the passing game, but also the running backs will find more room to run the football. The X factor for the Texans, outside of the obvious protect the football from Matt Schaub, will be their run defense. They have to keep the Rams one-dimensional if they want to have any type of chance to win this ball game. Now here are some coaching points for both teams in this ball game. For the Rams, you want to run away from J.J. Watt. You want to take advantage of where he's not aligned, and that way you can have some success moving the football. And you want to get Jared Cook cooking early in the passing game. Nothing kills a defense like a tight end that can catch passes and own the middle of the field. And play read and react in the secondary. You want to play off these wide receivers. Like I've said before, Matt Schaub will give you an opportunity to make plays on the ball, so sit back and then react once the ball is in the air. And for the Texans in this ball game, you want to take the ball out of Schaub's hands and put it in the belly of both Arian Foster and Ben Tate. You want to make this a game where Schaub only has to operate off play action. You want to run downhill versus this Rams defensive front. And the defense must win early. You want to get the Rams out of the ball game. You want to force them to make themselves one-dimensional, win early on defense, and you give yourself a shot. The linebackers will be put to the test in the passing game. The Rams do a great job of attacking the flats in the short to intermediate passing game. Linebackers are going to have to make plays in coverage. I like the Texans in this ball game. I think this game will be won by Houston's running game. They can run the football. They have two backs that are capable in Arian Foster and Ben Tate. And I think it'll be less about Matt Schaub and more about the defense finally stepping up and being able to stop the run. So I like the Texans to take care of business at home versus the Rams. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Texans fan forums and Ram fan forums for always showing football game plan support.